Maxwell House Coffee presents Good News of 1939. The makers of Maxwell House Coffee welcome you to another hour of entertainment brought to you from Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. Tonight's cast includes Fanny Bryce, Hanley Stafford, Frank Morgan, Bill Regan, Lenny Lynn, and Meredith Wilson. In addition, we present as our guests three of the screen's outstanding personalities, Wallace, Beery, and Mickey Rooney, stars of MGM's new smash picture Stablemates, and the one and only Joe E. Brown. And here's your host for this hour of entertainment, Robert Young.
Thank you, Ted. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's certainly nice to be back here after my 2 weeks away from the Good News program, and especially on such a gala occasion as this one. It isn't very often we dedicate an entire program to one particular personality, but tonight we have a guest whose visit demands it. He is the star of MGM's thrilling new dramatic picture, Stablemates, and it's a pleasure to have him with us tonight. That big, hulking boy of a man, the affable, lovable Wally Beery. Wally, come and get us.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Wally.
Thank you, Bob. You haven't gone and dedicated the whole program to me yet?
Why, yes, Wally, we thought you'd like it.
Well, sure, I appreciate it, but if you'd asked me first, I'd rather had a fishing pole or something like that, you know.
Listen, partner, I saw that picture of yours last night, and borrowing Walter Winchell's favorite expression, Mr. and Mrs. America, you can take my word for it, Stablemates is one picture to mark on your calendar to see.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, Bob. You know, I get a kick out of making pictures like that because I'm so crazy about horses.
Me too.
Yeah, I knew that, Bob. I'm sorry I couldn't get to the opening of your new riding academy.
Wally, let me shake you by the hand. You're the first fellow on this program who's given me a chance to talk about my business. Do you mind if I grab 15 seconds right now and give out a little ad?
No, go ahead. Sure.
This is an advertisement for the Bel Air Stables, owned jointly by Alan Jones and me, and located in Bel Air on Stone Canyon Road. We board horses, give riding lessons, carry all sorts of saddlery at reasonable prices. I thank you.
I didn't think you had the nerve, but that's telling them. Are you making any money with the stables, Bob?
Well, I got Frank Morgan riding up and down the boulevard and one of our horses dishing out handbills.
You mean Frank's handing out circulars about your stables?
No, he's advertising Morgan for senator.
Yeah. Well, how's that going to bring you any business?
Don't be silly, Wally. Morgan's paying $3 an hour for the horse.
You know, at that rate, you and Alan Jones will soon be millionaires if Morgan ever pays you. Now, you go ahead with the program, Bob, and I'll get over there with Phil, and when you need me, why, call me.
Okay, Wally. Ladies and gentlemen, a little later in the program, we're going to do a dramatic preview of Stablemates with Wally Beery and Mickey Rooney. Right now, Meredith Wilson opens the program with a medley of waltzes in honor of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's forthcoming picture, The Great Waltz. All right, Meredith?
Joy complete, oh, what a night for you
gentlemen, in connection with the picture, The Great Waltz, MGM is now staging a waltz contest all over the country. Champion waltz couples from every state to be chosen in the next 2 months will compete in a national final contest in New York City on December the 14th. And, oh yes, those waltzes were lovely, Meredith.
Thanks, Bob. On this joyous occasion, I wish to welcome your return to the program and to sincerely hope for your continued success on the air lanes. Regards, Meredith Wilson.
That's a very pretty speech, Meredith. Did you make that up all by yourself?
No, I found it in the telegraph office. Social message.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you a kind of a cute wire when you and Alan Jones opened up your stables.
I know. 35 cents collect.
Well, that was an oversight. But don't you worry, Bob. I'll bring you plenty of business. I'm coming over Sunday morning to learn to ride. Have you got a horse with a good long back?
Long back? What do you want to do, lie down?
Well, no, but I thought I'd bring my wife along.
Your wife? No, wait a minute, Meredith. At our stable, we only allow one rider to a horse. It's a house rule.
Oh. Well, we'll be over Sunday anyway, and, say, have a nice, gentle horse hitched up for me, will you, Bob?
All right. You want English or Western saddle?
What's the difference?
Well, the Western saddle has a horn.
Oh, well, I'll take English. We won't be riding in traffic.
Meredith, can I ask you one favor?
Pray do.
Rent your horses at some other stables. I've worried enough as it is with one of my horses supporting Morgan on Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, well, you don't have to worry about Frank. He's the greatest horseman in the world. He told me so himself.
Well, that leaves no room for argument. Just the same, I'd rather you'd go...
Have you fellas got any liniment?
Well, here's Frank now.
Yeah, here's the great equestrian. How are you doing, Senator? Getting any votes?
Oh, thousands. Here's the $6 for the 2 hours. Now we're square.
Right.
Yeah. Would it be possible for me to get another horse immediately after the program?
Another horse? What happened to Ginger? She's worth $2,000.
Well, I was fully aware of that, Bob, and wishing to give her the best of care after an hour's hard pounding on the pavements, I asked one of my lieutenants to take her to a blacksmith shop and have her shod. How do I know the man was hard of hearing?
Cheap, two-bit politician, the best horse in my stable. Wait till Alan Jones hears about this.
Oh, I suppose you're going to blab it all over town.
Oh, he's my own partner.
Oh.
Pardon, fellows. What happened to Ginger?
Oh, go away. Get Regan over here and let him sing. I'm going out and call the blacksmith shop.
Okay. Say, Phil.
Yes, Meredith. How's it, Frank?
Oh, I don't believe I know you, my son.
Pardon, Frank.
Yeah?
Pardon, Phil.
Yeah.
Frank, this is Phil Regan, our, Irish thrush.
I'm pretty good, too, Frank.
Yeah.
I used to be a cop in Brooklyn. But with my talent, they couldn't keep me pounding them pavements.
What do you do on this program, son?
Oh, I do a terrific ballad.
Yeah.
So far, they only let me sing. But I'm a pretty good MC, too.
Yeah.
Now, let me see. I take my girl out for a ride in a patrol wagon. Not very classy, but it's all right in a pinch.
That's very funny, yes.
Oh, that's nothing. You think a midget's the smallest thing in the world. A cop is. He can sleep on a beet.
Sleep on a beet. Beet, it's a vegetable. You get it? That's good.
Yes, I get it. Young man, you seem to know a lot of policeman jokes. Now, if I were you,
Hey, Frank, I just called the blacksmith shop.
Oh, you did?
Yes, you know that hard-of-hearing lieutenant that took my horse to be shod?
Yes.
Well, the blacksmith was cross-eyed. He shod your lieutenant instead.
He did? Why, that fellow was my most talented assistant. And to think that you were complaining about a mere $2,000 horse. Poor Smith, what a lovely fellow. Well, how will I ever break it to his wife, such a sweet little girl?
Oh, I'm sorry, Frank. How can I make it up to you?
How can you make it up to me? Give me back my $6. Well, so long, fellas. We've got to go and see a widow.
Yeah, goodbye.
Say, Bob, that Frank's a nice fellow. We'll get along fine.
Oh, sure. You better sing now, Phil. Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Regan sings My Own. Get busy, Meredith.
Okay. Say, Bob, what did happen to Ginger?
Play.
Through the years constantly, I've had one idea, and I've been pretending it would soon be real. Now that you're close to me, I can plainly see you're my happy ending, my reality, my own. Let me call you my own. Let me make you a part of the song in my heart. Alone, I'm just living in vain. Everything that I do is depending on you. Show me a sign of your longing for me. Say you are mine, and forever that you will be my own. Every dream I have known has been built up of one desire. Show me a sign of your longing for me. Say you are mine, and forever that you will be my own. Every dream I have known has been built up of one desire, one desire. Just to call you mine.
Thank you, Phil. That was lovely. All right, here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Fanny Bryce is that little she-devil, Baby Snooks. Poor Daddy, played by Hanley Stafford, is a victim of insomnia. No sleep for 2 nights, and the doctors left him some sleeping tablets and advised him to have a very light meal before retiring. He's having that light meal now.
Wonder where the ketchup is. I can't eat these pork chops without ketchup. Oh, boy, here's a nice hunk of strawberry shortcake. Think I'll have a glass of beer, too. Might as well eat if I can't sleep.
Hello, Daddy.
Why, Snooks, what are you doing down here at this time of the night? It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
I waked up.
Well, what woke you up?
I smelled some strawberry shortcake.
You smell strawberry shortcake from your bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
You are cute, you little rascal. Well, here's a piece for you.
Oh, Daddy.
What is it?
Ain't it funny I could smell this tiny, weeny little piece of cake?
Now, that's enough, Snooks. You go to bed at once.
Give me another piece.
No. You should be thankful for the little piece I gave you.
Why?
Because when I was your age, my parents never gave me strawberry shortcake at all. I was lucky if I got a crust of bread. Well, what are you laughing at?
I bet you're glad you're living with us now.
Oh, go to sleep.
Why don't you go to sleep, Daddy?
Because I can't sleep. I have insomnia.
What's that?
Oh, it's a nervous condition brought on by worry. I can't sleep, and I have black spots in front of my eyes.
I don't see nothing.
I know, but there are times when I do.
When?
Well, when I get angry and confused, my head buzzes, and then I see the spots.
Ah.
Now, please go to bed, or you'll catch a cold.
Why?
Because it's not good for you to stand around in your nightie.
Shall I take it off?
No. And look at your slippers. You've got them on the wrong feet.
Huh?
You've got your slippers on the wrong feet.
These are the only feet I got, Daddy.
I mean, you've got the left slipper on your right foot and vice versa. Don't you know your left from your right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Which is which?
I don't know.
I thought not. You've got the left slipper on the right foot, which is not right, because the right slipper's on the wrong foot. And the left should be on the left, and that would make it right. Is that clear?
Can you see the spots now, Daddy?
Never mind the spots. Go to bed.
You come and sleep with me.
Oh, don't be silly. I'll take your new dolly to bed with you.
I don't like that dolly.
Why, Snooks, it's a wonderful dolly. It says Mama, and its eyes open and close like a real baby.
I don't like it.
Well, why not?
I want a dolly with a hair that comes off and on.
Hair that comes off and on.
Like Uncle Louie.
Now, listen here, Snooks. You stop making those remarks about your Uncle Louie. He's a very nice uncle.
How did he get to be my uncle, Daddy?
Well, he's related to you because he's my half-brother.
Half-brother?
Yes. I have 2 half-brothers and 3 half-sisters.
Are you the only whole one in the family?
I've told you a dozen times that Uncle Louie is my half-brother because his father was my stepfather, and my father wasn't even related to him, even though we both had the same mother.
Now, can you see the spots, Daddy?
I can't see anything. Go to bed this instant.
I don't want.
Well, why not?
I'll wait till you see the spots.
Snooks, you know I've got insomnia. I haven't slept for 2 nights, and you'd better not aggravate me anymore.
Why?
Will you go to bed?
I can't sleep, Daddy.
Oh, what's the matter? Why can't you sleep?
Got insomnia.
The word is insomnia, and you haven't got it. I have.
I got it too, Daddy.
Why shouldn't you be able to sleep? You have no problems on your mind, have you?
Uh-huh. I ain't done my homework.
Oh, well, come on to your bedroom, and I'll help you with it. Maybe it'll put me to sleep, too.
Why are you taking that little bottle?
Oh, these are sleeping tablets. I'm supposed to take a tablet at 1 o'clock.
I remind you, Daddy.
Oh, all right. Now, where's your homework? Is this it?
Mm-hmm.
Write a sentence containing the words trickle and anecdote. Oh, good Lord, Snooks, you ought to be able to do that.
I could, except for one thing.
What's that?
I don't know what them words is.
Well, trickle means to run slowly.
Run slowly?
An anecdote is a short tale.
Short tail?
Now, let's see you try to use those 2 words in a sentence. Go on.
The dog trickled down the street with a can tied to his antidote.
Oh, go to sleep.
I'll help you with your homework in the morning.
All right, Daddy.
Say, I'm beginning to feel a little drowsy myself. I'll sleep right here on the couch. Good night.
Good night. Daddy,
What do you want?
sing me to sleep.
Oh, all right. Rock-a-bye, baby, on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bow breaks, the cradle. Oh.
Daddy. Daddy. Daddy!
What? Well, what is it?
Wake up!
Oh, what's the matter?
It's time to take your sleeping tablet.
Oh.
Ted Pearson,
Yeah, Bob?
I have a bit of good news I'd like to contribute tonight.
Swell, Bob. Let's have it.
The other night I was at a dinner party up in Beverly Hills. Most everybody there knew that I have some part in these good news doings. So when the coffee was served, somebody said, Maxwell House, I hope. It was Maxwell House, Ted, and everyone agreed it was grand coffee. Yes, sir, some of the comments on its flavor would have warmed your heart.
Ah, that is good news, Bob. As a matter of fact, friends, such comments about Maxwell House coffee are being heard around more dinner and breakfast tables these days than ever before. That's because more people are now drinking Maxwell House coffee than at any time in its history. And everybody who's now enjoying Maxwell House is drinking coffee that's richer, even more delicious than ever. It's truly a better coffee. You see, Maxwell House has actually been improved in 2 important ways. First, the blend. This already superb blend of the world's choice coffees has now been still further enriched. You'll notice an extra smoothness and mellowness of flavor in this new Maxwell House blend. And then, a remarkable new roasting method uses radiant, penetrating heat to give each single coffee bean not just a surface roasting, but an even roasting all the way through. So you're certain to get a still more tempting cup of coffee. Tomorrow, get a pound of this new Maxwell House coffee. You'll find it now on your grocer's shelf in the same familiar blue super vacuum can you've always known. Then treat yourself to this new surprise in coffee goodness and flavor that now more than ever is coffee that's good to the last drop.
Meredith Wilson now presents a Clock Rhapsody, introducing a new number, 60 Seconds Got Together.
Together and they decided to become a minute. 60 minutes got together and they decided to become an hour. 24 hours kept ticking away, and they all voted to call it a day. But darling, in the day, there wasn't time to say how much I love you. So 7 days then got together and they decided to become a week. As they grew and grew, then 52 weeks decided to become a year. That's why 60 seconds every minute, 60 minutes every hour, every day, every week in every year. All I do is dream of you, my dear. Every week and every year, all I do is dream of you, my dear.
That was swell, Meredith. Say, where's Frank Morgan? Here's a telegram for him.
Oh, for me, fine. All the votes are pouring in.
Oh. More votes, eh, Frank?
Oh, what else? Let me see. Morgan. Mr. Morgan, do not like your attitude toward former patrolman Philip Regan. If you do not cease and desist, you will get no votes from the coppers, bejabbers. Signed, Brooklyn Police Force. There's an informer in our midst.
Well, it serves you right, you snob. You had no reason to be high-hat with Phil Regan.
High-hat? I love the boy like my own son. I was instantly captivated by his charm. He's one of the nicest young fellows I've met in a long time. And besides, I think the little skunk sent this wire himself.
Now, you better be careful, Frank. This wire just came from New York. It's bad to have the cops against you.
Oh, a ridiculous notion, my friend. It's an old tradition of the force that when a man has once served on it, his old comrades never let him down. Never.
Are you trying to insinuate that you were once a member of the police force, Mr. Morgan?
Inspector Morgan, sir. Badge number 1147, 212th Precinct, 5th District. Served 5 years on the homicide squad, 5 years on the narcotics squad, 5 years on the vice squad, and 5 years in San Quentin. Who put that in here?
Now, just a minute, Frank. Before you start, I want you to know I'm not going to believe anything you say.
Oh, my boy, I accept your little jest and the spirit in which it's offered.
Oh, what's the use? Go ahead, Inspector. Turn on the heat.
I'm not trying to impress you, my son. The accomplishments of Commissioner Morgan have not
Commissioner?
gone... Well, I may have neglected to mention that I was elevated to that post shortly after solving the strange case of the skunk and the ventilator.
The skunk and the ventilator?
Yes, an eccentric dowager worth millions had lavished all of her affections on a pet skunk. And when the little creature disappeared one day, she was broken-hearted. They instantly sent for Morgan.
Naturally, they think of you for such a case.
Yes. I'll deal with you later. I proceeded to the house where a preliminary search had been made, not yielding any trace of the skunk, though there was strong reason to believe the animal was still on the premises.
I see what you mean. What did you do, Inspector?
Well, I cogitated over a pound of shag, formed my conclusions, and then went instantly and found the missing pet.
Well, how did you figure it out?
Well, I asked myself, Morgan, where would you go if you were a skunk? So I went there, and there he was.
Oh. In the ventilator, huh?
Yes, but it was too late. There, reposing in the ventilator shaft, right where it opened onto the street, was the poor little fellow's lifeless body.
You don't say.
Oh, yes, the fresh air had killed him. But that was only the first chapter in a fascinating mystery. The skunk's wealthy protector, anxious to pay tribute to her pet, even after his demise, ordered for him the most expensive casket ever constructed since the days of the pharaohs.
Frank, this isn't by any chance a pharaoh tale.
I can see your 2 weeks' vacation has only served to dull your wits, young. I can give you the name of the jeweler in Maiden Lane who constructed this masterpiece, entirely surrounded by flawless matched diamonds and lined with platinum and pearls. En route to its destination, this priceless bauble was stolen, and the newspapers immediately christened the case the affair of the miniature catafalque.
Miniature catafalque? What's that?
A small beer.
I'll have an old-fashioned.
Angostura?
Just a dash.
Fine. Well, I immediately suspected an international jewel thief who traveled under the alias of Cracksman Dupre. I cabled London for a list of his American hideouts. I received an immediate reply from the head of Scotland Yard, my very good friend, Sir Reginald Auckland Jerks.
Say, this is interesting. Do you mind if I listen, Frank?
Not at all. It turned out that Dupre had left the country carrying the jewels with him in dummy suitcases. And so began a chase that led me to 6 continents, 11 countries, and 85 cities in the next 4 years.
Gee, this is interesting.
Yes. Well, the trail led me first to the French Riviera, where I found Dupre ensconced in a sumptuous villa, living like a prince.
What did you do, Frank?
Well, I rented the villa next door and lived like a king. Then I settled down to watch my man. Posing as a millionaire, I shadowed him with infinite patience. When Dupre went to the beach in the morning, I went to the beach, too. When he went to the bar for an aperitif before lunch, I was there, too. In fact, sometimes I was 3 or 4 aperitifs ahead of him.
Of course.
Well, what happened to the crook?
You want me to tell you what happened to Dupre?
Pray do.
Yes, well, I lost him. When I resumed the chase, the trail was somewhat cold, but I doggedly scoured the capitals of Europe and the Orient. In Cairo, I spent 8 months disguised as a native beggar, my face stained with walnut juice, dragging myself through the streets, crying for alms.
Did you spot your quarry there?
No, but I made around $10 a day with the begging. My next move was to the Montmartre of Paris, disguised as a Apache. I became a London navvy and worked along the decks of Limehouse. Hooded in a burnous and kepi, I combed the Casbah of Algiers. The trail grew hotter, always hotter.
Say, it is kind of warm in here.
Silence! A positive clue now led me across 9,000 miles of ocean to Hankow, China. The net had tightened. Dupre could not escape me now. Picture the waterfront in old Hankow. Scurrying junks dot the harbor. But as her whistle is heard, a path is cleared for a dirty freighter carrying 12 passengers. The tugs push her to her berth. The passengers debark. But nobody notices a little Chinese coolie at the dock, leaning against the shaft of the rickshaw, chewing on a betel nut with oriental calm. Nobody notices him.
I know, Frank, it was you.
No, Meredith, it was Dupre. I didn't notice him either. Well, they never found the jewels. I gotta go, fellas. Anybody see my hat?
You know, Along about this time last week, you were inviting everybody to have a cup of Maxwell House coffee. I was drinking my own cup of Maxwell House at home.
Well, Bob, it's nice of you to say that because we missed you. But now that you're back with us, well, it's time right now for that same pleasant custom of ours, a steaming, fragrant cup of the coffee that buoys you up and never lets you down.
I check with you there, Ted. Oh, Meredith, if you'll give us a touch of that mellow music of yours, I guess we're all ready for a steaming cup of Maxwell House.
We now pause briefly for station identification.
We continue our good news program dedicated to Wally Beery with Mickey Rooney, Joey Brown, and Meredith Wilson. Everybody likes Cinderella stories, especially when they're true. And the young lady I'm going to present now is a real-life Cinderella. A year and a half ago, she was a schoolgirl in Passaic, New Jersey. But her teacher in school thought she had talent as a singer. And so she organized an enormous band concert in Passaic as a benefit for Cinderella. 10,000 school children came to it, and each brought 10 cents for Cinderella's Hollywood Fund. She was brought out here, signed by MGM, and now she's going to sing for us and for the 10,000 children who gave her her opportunity. Here's our Cinderella, 13-year-old Lenny Lynn, and she'll sing A Heart That Is Free. Thank you, Lenny. Thank you very much. Now, Maxwell House takes pleasure in presenting a special air preview of MGM's thrilling new picture, Stablemates, and bringing to you its stars. Here they are, Wallace Beery and Mickey Rooney.
story of stablemates centers around three major characters. Doc Terry, an ex-vet, a fugitive from justice, who is now reduced to the lowest level a man who follows the horses can reach. Doc Terry is played by Wallace Beery. Then there is Mickey, a derelict stable boy who watches over a horse named Lady Q, whom he loves as any boy might love a good dog. Mickey is played by Mickey Rooney. Then there's a racehorse, Lady Q herself, a beautiful-looking animal who for some unknown reason stops running before the race is over. She should win races, but hasn't, and has cost her owner a great deal of money. The scene, Hollywood Park Racetrack. Lady Q has pulled up last in another race. Her owner, Mickey's boss, is about to get rid of the horse when Mickey comes on the scene.
Oh, Mickey, I won't need you anymore.
You won't need me.
Sorry. Come on. Well, Jones, take the horse.
Hey, wait, Mr. Gale. She couldn't get along without me.
She'll get along where she's going. She won't need a swipe in the boneyard.
Hey, what is this? You ain't going to shoot that horse, are you?
That's just what I am going to do.
You can't do that, Mr. Gale. Why, that's murder. It's worse than killing a person, almost. She's just an animal. She ain't responsible. She never wanted to do nothing to you. Wait a minute. Look, you owe me 6 weeks' salary. That's $30. Give her to me and we'll call it square.
All right, take her. But don't let me see either of you again. You're jinxes, both of you. I'm through.
A homeless boy and a discarded horse wander back to the stable to find Doc Terry, played by Wallace Beery, who kicked Mickey out of his own bunk the night before to sleep in the stable himself. This morning, Doc took $1 out of the sleeping Mickey's pocket, betted against Lady Q on the race, and won. Doc is cleaning up in preparation for hitting the road again as Mickey and the horse enter.
Well, I'm going to change my shirt, do a little celebrating, and then hit the road.
Hey, did you heist $1 out of my pocket this morning?
Was that yourn? Just as I was leaving, I sees it right there on the doorstep, that buck. From its position, I couldn't tell whether it was your dough starting to blow in or somebody else's dough starting to blow out. So, being undecided, I didn't,
Yeah, well, come on, give.
Well, say, if Gale had listened to me, he'd be in the money like me. If he comes around here asking for me, you tell him that I got other plans now.
Yeah, well, he won't be around. She ain't his horse anymore.
Who's stuck with her now?
She's mine.
Hey, I got a proposition for you.
Yeah?
If you give me half of what she earns, I'll fix her so she'll win a race.
I don't care if she races or not. Mr. Gale was going to shoot her. How could you fix her up?
Oh, give her a little shot of ginger juice in the leg and make her fast as lightning.
You mean dope her? You do a dirty thing like that to an animal? Go on and get your stuff and get out of here.
Okay. Have it your own way. I was only trying to help you. The only thing you can do with her now is to give her to the Salvation Army.
Yeah? Well, she's champion material if I know anything about horses.
Yeah, but she's sick.
How do you mean sick?
You heard of Skee-Ball, ain't you?
Well, who ain't heard of her? And that great horse? Well, it holds an old all-time record for 1.25 miles.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the way I figured, she's got the same thing that he had.
What same thing?
Well, when Skee-Ball was a 2-year-old, he had a great big tumor, just as big as a marble, right under his left front hoof. Every time he put his leg down, it hurt him like I think it hurts her.
Then how do you win all those stakes?
Well, there was a vet around just about that time, a young fella, as smart as a whip. Best vet in the country. Till he got in with a lot of gamblers and got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah? So what?
Well, this young vet, he operated on Skee-Ball. Pretty tough operation, too.
Did he do it?
Sure, he did it.
Well, where's that vet now?
He's dead. Well, thank you for your fine southern hospitality.
Say, look, think I'll trail along with you.
No, nothing doing. You can't go where I'm going. They don't sell to minors.
Well, I can drink sarsaparilla.
Even the sound of that makes me sick at my stomach.
So, becoming suspicious that Dr. Terry was trying to avoid talking, he followed the doc to the saloons and pool rooms. And there Doc encounters Mickey again.
That vet you was telling me about, you're him.
Oh, go on. Where did you get such an idea into your head?
Oh, you got a set of vet's tools.
That ain't true.
I seen 'em. I went through your bindle.
You know, going through a man's things is illegal.
Well, let's say it was this way. It was on the doorstep starting to blow out or in. I forget which.
Well, I won them from a fella in a crap game. I'm saving them to Hawk sometimes when I think things is real bad.
Oh, that's baloney. They're yours.
Well, I go. I've been around horses. I've been following races all my life.
And you knew what was wrong with Lady Q the first time you seen her yesterday morning.
Oh, I was kidding you.
You knew she had a tumor under her hoof, just like Skee-Ball.
I was lying about Skee-Ball. He never had no tumor. He never had no nothing. I was only kidding you. Keep away from me. Go on and jump in that sarsaparilla and drown.
Say, thinking it over, I guess I ought to apologize for calling you a vet and saying those tools were yours.
Okay.
Guess the reason was I thought because I got a lot of respect for vets. Being able to tell what's wrong with an animal is hard. When a man goes to a doctor, he sticks out his tongue and he says, I've got a ache here, got an ache there. It's easy to cure him, but an animal, you can't tell where it hurts. Positively, vets is greater than doctors.
You bet your pants they are.
That's what I'm going to be someday, a great vet. Does it take a lot of studying?
Yeah, it sure... How should I know?
Do it for me, will you, Doc? Operate on Lady Q, will you?
Oh, go on. Get out of my way.
I'll pay you. How much do you want? Do it.
Oh, about $2,000.
All right, I'll get it. I'll steal it. I mean it, Doc.
Well, you better steal a lot more because my price has gone up. It's $5,000.
That operation probably wouldn't be worth 5 cents. I wouldn't let you do it even if you wanted to.
Well, that's okay with me.
An old gin-soaked has-been like you, you'd probably kill her if you got close enough to blow her breath on her. The best vet in the country, huh? Smart as a whip. That's supposed to be you. Boy, is that a laugh.
Say, I got a good mind.
You ain't got a mind. The only mind you got left is swimming around in alcohol. Look who thinks he can do an operation. Cutting within 1,000th of an inch of a nerve. Ha! Oh, with those hands trembling like jelly? Oh, boy, you're killing me.
Killing you ain't a bad idea.
You couldn't operate a slot machine.
I could do that operation just as good now as I did 20 years ago.
You're too far gone. You've forgotten everything you knew. That's if you knew anything.
I ain't never forgotten a thing. I'll show you if I'm a has-been. I'll operate on that old cripple of yours. So that's the idea. You think you can get me mad enough to fix up your old horse? Well, it almost worked.
Oh, gee, Doc, why won't you help us?
Why should I? The horse don't mean anything to me, and you mean less.
But, Doc, you got a chance to do something great. She was good once. You can make her good again. Doc, it's like somebody's been a big shot. He's riding on top of the world, then he gets a bad break, and he goes down. Then comes along a good guy, like yourself, Doc, and gives this fella a helping hand and puts him back on his feet again. Gee, if you've ever had a tough break in your life, you might understand something about the break she's having now. Oh, if she didn't amount nothing, I wouldn't be begging you this way, but she's champion. Did you ever see anything more beautiful? And she'll do anything you want her to, no questions asked. Oh, that growth must be killing her with pain, just like you said. But you run her heart out for me if I ask her to. I guess that's what you call a thoroughbred. Only thoroughbreds got great hearts like that. And if we don't help her, we ain't got any at all. I'm not asking you for myself, Doc. You can even have her if you'll only...
Oh, shut up. Shut up, you. I'm going to the stables, you. You run over to that drugstore on the corner and get a lot of chloroform to knock her out with. Great big can of it and a lot of bandages.
Yes, sir.
I'll cure your horse. But I ain't forgotten the disrespectful way you talk to me. After I'm through, I'm going to give you the worst licking you ever had. I'm going to beat up on you so you'll remember it the rest of your life. Come on, get to going.
Now let's move up an hour later. The scene's in the stable at night. The horse is under the spell of its chloroform. Doc has nerved himself.
Keep that sponge under her nose. There's a hoof. You see? There's a growth just like I said.
Everybody out? Everybody out?
Turn out that light.
But we gotta have light. We can't leave her like that.
If you want to land me in jail, somebody catches me doing this, and I'll go to the can.
Why? You ain't doing nothing wrong.
Everybody out? Anybody there?
I got a good mind to scram out of here. What am I doing this for, anyway?
Gee, Doc, you can't.
How do you expect a man to work in the dark?
Oh, he's gone. Turn on the lights again.
No, you don't.
Oh, wait, I got something here.
That battery will go dead any minute.
Oh, maybe it'll last.
Stand over there and keep turning it where I tell you. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm forgetting how.
You can't stop now. You can do it, Doc. You're a great vet. You've done this before. You've made a champion out of a cripple. You can do it again. Just try. Come on, Doc.
No, I need a drink. Thanks. I'll be all right. I needed this. Give me that scalpel. That one there. What are you shaking about? Pull yourself together. Now watch. I done it. Never touched the nerve at all. Get those bandages ready. Keep that flashlight going. I can't bandage her in the dark. She'll get an infection. I'm getting dizzy.
What's the matter, Doc? Hey, you can't pass out on me that way. I don't know what to do. She'll die. Oh, listen, God. I don't know the words, but I'm asking you. Let her live. She's so brave and beautiful, and she's all I got.
Ladies and gentlemen, from this point on, Stablemates proceeds to unfold a stirring drama that permits Wallace Beery to play one of the greatest roles in his star-studded career. And Mickey Rooney once again shows that he's truly one of motion picture's great actors. To director Sam Wood and producer Harry Rapp, our salute. For Stablemates is still more proof that this is motion picture's greatest year. And now Meredith Willson presents one of the brightest of the new hit tunes. It's called For No Rhyme or Reason. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time it is my pleasure to present a man who has endeared himself to the entertainment world for many years. When I say he's one of the screen's finest comedians, a great sport enthusiast, and a grand fellow, I can mean only my good friend, Joe E. Brown.
Thank you. Thank you, too, Robert.
Joe, when I started to introduce you, I was a little worried. I didn't know whether or not you'd shown up.
Well, I'm sorry that I was late for the opening of the program, Bob, but I guess that's just one of my failings. I'm always late for openings.
Well, anyway, we're glad you're here. And I'm happy to see you're looking so well after your very recent operation.
Yeah? That was one opening I wasn't late for. Bob, the real reason I was late tonight is because I've been having trouble with the place where I board my riding horses. I had to go tend to it.
Well, what seems to be the trouble with the stables, Joe?
Well, got 8 riding horses over there, and those stable people don't feed them enough or something. I got on one of them the other morning and rode about 2 blocks, and the horse fell down from exhaustion.
Exhaustion?
Yeah. I went back and got on another one, and after a couple of blocks, he fell down. Exhaustion.
Exhaustion?
Yeah, yes. So I went back and I said to the stable master, I said, say, what's wrong with my horses? 2 of them fell down. He said, well, there are 6 others over there standing up. Just try one of the other ones. Take one on either end, but don't take one in the middle. They all fall down.
Joe, being that you're known as such a great horse enthusiast and the owner of such fine race horses as Murph, KMB, Battling Kate, and others, we'd like to get your viewpoint on the sport of kings.
Well, Bob, I know a lot of people look upon horse racing as simply a gambling enterprise. But what most folks don't see is the real sportsmanship in training, breeding, and racing horses. To take a young colt, gosh, raise him, train him, race him, and then have him come in first under the wire, that's a thrill. Not only a tremendous thrill, but it's a real accomplishment. I don't believe in betting on horses.
What? Do you mean to tell me you never bet on your own horses either?
Well, I don't anymore. No. You see, I had a very unhappy experience.
Well, give us all the gruesome details, Joe.
Well, one day out at Santa Anita, I entered 3 of my horses in 3 different races. I bet the first horse right on the nose. It was one of those muddy, sloppy tracks. And just as he came to the finish line, he slid in the mud and came in tail first.
The horse came in tail first?
Yeah, the horse came in tail first. But I wasn't going to let him fool me on the next horse. Not Josephus Elmer Brown.
Well, what did you do?
Put $2 on his tail.
Oh. And you won?
No, it didn't win, but horse came in nose first, you see.
Oh, crossed you up, huh?
Well, yes, but I still had an ace in the hole. I had one more horse to bet on.
Well, how did you bet that one?
Well, put $2 on his nose and $2 on his tail.
What happened?
The darn horse came in sideways.
Joe, I understand you're going to...
Is it that funny?
You're going to start a new series of your own radio programs soon, is that right?
Yep. And they're going to be sponsored by another General Foods product. Post Toasties.
Well, what kind of programs are they going to be, Joe?
Well, they're sort of comedy dramas. Comedy will be very high class, of course. None of that lowbrow comedy. All subtle stuff. On my program, when we're going for a laugh, some guy will just sock me in the puss and I'll go, no! Seriously, though, Bob, we're going to try our darndest to give our listeners good, clean, wholesome entertainment.
And you're just the fellow who can do it, Joe.
Yeah, well, thanks, Bobs, for inviting me over. Come over and visit with us sometime. So long, everybody.
Goodbye, Joe. Thank you, Joey Brown. I know all our Maxwell House friends will be listening to the premiere of your new show at the end of this week. Watch the papers for time and station.
Friends, we get a lot of mail from all of you about our show and about Maxwell House Coffee, and we're pretty grateful for those letters. Here's one in particular I'd like you to hear. It's from Frank C. Punger of 25 Foster Avenue, Valley Stream, New York. Here's what he writes.
If there's one thing I care for, it's coffee. But it has to be good. And for me, that means Maxwell House or nothing. It's swell to think that every morning I can come down to the kitchen and smell that grand Maxwell House coffee in the making. It really does things to me.
You know, friends, it's not astonishing that so many people are writing us letters like that one. For more people than ever are today enjoying the extra smooth and mellow flavor of the new Maxwell House. You see, this famous blend has now been further enriched. And then it's roasted by the remarkable new process called Radiant Roast. That's why the new Maxwell House is truly a better coffee. And to make sure you get all this deliciousness in your cup of coffee, we offer Maxwell House in a choice of 2 grinds. If you use the drip method of making coffee, the special drip grind Maxwell House will give you coffee uniformly rich and clear in every type of drip or glass coffee maker. If you make percolator or boiled coffee, then for perfect results by this method, you'll choose the regular grind Maxwell House. 2 different coffee-making methods, so naturally 2 different grinds. And each is packed in the super vacuum can to bring Maxwell House to you, roaster fresh. So get a pound tomorrow. Let your taste tell you why this new Maxwell House is news. Remember, it's selling at low prices friendly to your budget. So now, more than ever, is the time to make friends with Maxwell House.
For his concert hall presentation tonight, Meredith Willson has chosen one of the most stirring, dramatic passages in all of musical literature. The great Frenchman Bizet's Spanish opera, Carmen. Meredith and his orchestra present The Soldier's Chorus. Next week, another star-studded show. Lionel Barrymore and Lou Ayres will appear in a dramatic version of their new MGM picture, Young Dr. Kildare. Special guests will be lovely Eleanor Powell, Alan Jones, and Francis Wallace, noted football authority. All of this in addition to our regular gang, Frank Morgan, Fanny Bryce, Hanley Stafford, Meredith Willson, and yours truly. And another in our popular series, If Men Gave a Charity Bazaar as Women Do. So tell your friends about it. Be with us next Thursday. Until then, go to the movies and take the family with you. This is Bob Young saying good night, and remember, this is Motion Picture's greatest year.
Heard on tonight's program was my own from that certain age, and for no rhyme